Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join me as we explore Southwest's lost historical characters, stunning desert vistas, forgotten Native American history, or tales of lost gold mines. There's always something new to discover. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our latest desert adventures. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Sit back and enjoy. Welcome to Southwest Desert, the channel that uncovers hidden gems from the American Southwest. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of Ezra Hamilton and the Willow Springs gold strike, a tale that spans from the bustling streets of 1880s Los Angeles to the rugged Mojave Desert. It's a story of unexpected discovery, unconventional mining practices, and the preservation of a historic desert oasis. Our story begins not with gold, but with clay. In the mid-1880s, Los Angeles was experiencing a massive real estate boom. The sleepy Pueblo was transforming into a proper city, and with this growth came an urgent need for modern infrastructure, particularly plumbing. Enter Ezra Hamilton, owner of a thriving tile works in Los Angeles. Ezra wasn't satisfied with the local clay for his pipes. It didn't vitrify or turn glass-like when fired, quite to his liking. So, he did what any resourceful businessman would do. He placed ads in Southern California newspapers seeking a better source of clay. This seemingly mundane search for improved building materials would lead to a series of events that would change Ezra's life and leave an indelible mark on the history of the Mojave Desert. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman, Alan. If you would like to support my channel and time, hit the super thanks heart icon on the bottom of the video and contribute. This is very helpful. Sit back and enjoy. One response to Ezra's advertisements came from a Dr. Crandall near Rosamond, out in the Mojave Desert. The sample looked promising, so Ezra ordered an entire train car full. Little did he know that this shipment of desert earth would be the key to unlocking a fortune. You see, Ezra Hamilton wasn't just a tile maker. He had gold in his blood. Back in 1853, at the tender age of 20, he had left his home in Illinois with just $15 and a carpet bag, bound for the California gold fields. While he gained plenty of mining experience during those early years, he hadn't struck it rich. Eventually, he made his way to Los Angeles, where he built his tile business and became known as a strong advocate for better local politics. So when Ezra casually panned some of that Mojave clay and saw a bright yellow streak in his pan, old instincts kicked in. There was gold in that silica. But Ezra didn't immediately abandon his profitable tile business. He was older and wiser now, tempered by years of hard work and business experience. He bought the land where the silica came from but kept supplying pipes to the good citizens of Los Angeles. It wasn't until the mid-1890s that Ezra began to prospect the area in earnest. The Mojave was gripped by another mining excitement, and gold fever was spreading through Southern California once again. This resurgence of interest in gold mining swept up many in its wake, including Ezra Hamilton. For several years, Ezra searched the colorful peaks and rugged buttes near Rosamond, a small settlement in the heart of the Mojave. His years of experience as a miner, combined with his keen eye and persistent nature, finally paid off. After years of searching, Ezra found what every prospector dreams of, a rich vein of gold-bearing ore. The discovery was made on top of a narrow, rocky hogback, a testament to Ezra's determination to leave no stone unturned in his search for gold. He staked 8 claims and named his mine the Lida, after his wife. The hill itself became known as Hamilton Hill and later as Tropico Hill. Recognizing the potential of his discovery, Ezra called in his sons, Fred, Lester, and Truman, to help set up a two-stamp mill and work the mine. It was a family affair, with each member playing a crucial role in the operation. But here's where Ezra Hamilton's story takes an unusual turn, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries in the mining world. Unlike most miners who would try to extract every ounce as quickly as possible, driven by dreams of instant wealth, Ezra saw his gold-bearing hill as a bank. He became his own conservative banker, only withdrawing what he needed when he needed it. This unconventional approach to mining was rooted in Ezra's life experiences and his strong personal principles. He worried that too much money at once might spoil his sons, robbing them of the work ethic and values he held dear. Moreover, he saw rapid, all-out extraction as a wasteful way to mine, potentially leaving valuable resources inaccessible for future generations. As a result, the mill at the Lida mine only ran about 4 months out of the year, just long enough to provide a good living for the family and fund their desert enterprises. During the rest of the year, the gold remained safely tucked away in the earth, a natural vault that Ezra could tap into as needed. This measured approach to mining led to some interesting situations, as Ezra's son Fred later recounted. In 1904, Fred and his brother Truman wanted to attend the St. Louis World's Fair, a grand exposition showcasing the latest in technology, arts, and culture from around the world. They approached their father, asking if they could mine some ore to fund the trip. Ezra pondered the request, mentally calculating the potential yield. Based on the ore they'd been running, he figured 5 tons would bring in around $500, a tidy sum for a grand adventure. "Yes," he told his sons, "take out 5 tons, mill it, and see the fair." But as often happens in mining, luck intervened. The brothers hit an exceptionally rich vein, and those 5 tons yielded a whopping $5,000, 10 times what their father had anticipated. It was a small fortune in those days, enough to buy a decent house or start a business. Ezra was a man of his word, though, and let the boys keep it all. But true to his nature, he waited anxiously to see what they'd do with such a windfall. To Ezra's relief and pride, the young men proved true to their upbringing. They decided $5,000 was too much to spend on a single trip, no matter how grand. Before setting off for St. Louis, they deposited $2,000 in the bank, ensuring they'd have a nest egg for the future. Now, let's shift our focus to another piece of California history that Ezra Hamilton's gold helped preserve: Willow Springs. With proceeds from the Lida mine, Ezra purchased the land around this famous old stage station. Willow Springs was one of the earliest and most important watering holes on the vast Mojave Desert, a crucial stop for travelers braving the harsh desert environment. This oasis has a rich history stretching back centuries, long before Ezra Hamilton arrived on the scene. In 1776, as the American Revolution was just beginning on the East Coast, Padre Francisco Garces stopped at Willow Springs during his explorations of the southern San Joaquin Valley. Willow Springs was a main stop on the old Joe Walker Trail heading north across the desert. Walker, a famous mountain man and explorer, blazed this trail in the 1830s, opening up new routes for westward expansion. At times, the trail was even called the Indian Horse Thief Trail, as stolen horses from coastal Spanish ranchos often ended up there, having been driven across the desert by Native American raiders. The springs saw their share of famous visitors over the years. Renowned explorers like John C. Fremont, Alexis Godey, and Kit Carson all camped at Willow Springs during their history-making expeditions. These men, whose names would become legendary in the annals of Western exploration, found respite and refreshment at this desert oasis. Later, as mining in the region picked up, Willow Springs became a crucial station for Remy Nadeau's teams hauling silver-lead ore from the Cerro Gordo mines to Los Angeles and San Pedro. The springs provided a vital watering stop for the mule teams pulling heavy wagons laden with precious ore, playing a key role in the economic development of Southern California. When Ezra bought Willow Springs, remnants of its storied past were still visible. Ezra and his family set about revitalizing the place, adding new buildings that harmonized with the desert surroundings. They used local materials, rock, adobe, and cement, to construct structures that seemed to grow naturally from the desert landscape. It was a labor of love, transforming the historic site into a thriving desert community while still honoring its rich past. Travelers of the day were often delighted when they rounded a bend in the dusty road to find an oasis of green trees clustered around the springs, with attractive buildings and well-kept yards. After miles of barren desert, it must have seemed like a mirage come to life. The Hamiltons even built an entertainment hall complete with a stage and hand-painted scenery. Desert troopers would perform for audiences that arrived by horse and buggy, ore wagon, burro cart, and on foot from nearby settlements and distant mines. These entertainments became a highlight of desert life, bringing a touch of culture and excitement to the remote community. In true gold country fashion, dance prizes were often tiny gold bricks worth between $5 and $30. Willow Springs became a small but vibrant community in its own right. Workers from the Lida mine lived there with their families, forming the core of a close-knit desert society. There was a small school to educate the children of miners and ranchers. Ezra Hamilton served as postmaster for the Willow Springs post office, a role that put him at the center of community life. In those days, the post office was more than just a place to send and receive mail. It was a community hub, a place to exchange news and gossip, and a vital link to the outside world. The Hamiltons were innovators in other ways too. Fred Hamilton installed what was probably the first privately owned electric light plant in Antelope Valley. Imagine the surprise of weary desert travelers emerging from the inky darkness to find this electrically lit oasis. It must have seemed like magic, this island of light in the vast darkness of the desert night. They also had an ice plant and cold storage room, luxuries that were almost unthinkable in the harsh Mojave climate. But the influence of the Lida mine and the Hamilton family stretched beyond Willow Springs. In 1905, Ezra used gold from the mine to build the Hamilton Hotel in nearby Rosamond. It was an imposing landmark for its time, a symbol of the prosperity that mining had brought to the region. The Hamilton Hotel had a unique feature that spoke to its gold mining heritage. Rich specimens of gold-bearing quartz were placed in the keystones of the front arch, a glittering reminder of the source of the wealth that had built it. As we reflect on the legacy of Ezra Hamilton and his desert gold, it's worth considering the impact of his unconventional approach to mining. Fred Hamilton estimated that his once-called Hamilton Hill produced nearly $3.5 million for its various owners over the years. That's a fortune that might never have been unearthed if a busy Los Angeles tile maker hadn't been searching for better clay for his pipes. But perhaps more importantly, Ezra's measured approach to extraction meant that the wealth from the Lida mine was spread out over many years, providing sustained support for the local community rather than a brief boom followed by bust. His vision extended beyond mere profit, encompassing the development and preservation of Willow Springs and the surrounding area. And so we close another chapter of Southwest Desert. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your pan ready. You never know where you might strike gold or what unexpected treasures you might uncover in the vast and surprising landscape of the American West. Happy trails! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.